Hey, it's Mike. I am back. I'm having some computer issues. Make sure everything's working. Looks like everything's working. Um, I'm having problems with my screen. I'm just having some problems. Okay. Here I am on the moon, and I'm having problems. What do we got? We got fake human. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you here. I got a lot of stuff I want to get to. I'm a little discombobulated because my green screen's not working, even though I'm on the moon. Uh, a lot of things going on with my computer, but I'm gonna try and get through this. I'm gonna try and get through this as best I can. So I'm gonna get right to the opening. Is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get right to the opening, and here we go. Oh, let me get out of here.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay, so there you see, I'm having problems. I'm not lying. I'm having problems here. But I can fix that by doing this, and I'm back in business. Okay. Hey, how you doing? Eliana, good to see you. Bhakti Venmo, Shimakunda, Guru De Mar, so stupid. And chasing out a Kiwi. Hey everyone, everybody that's here. Good to see everybody here. Fake human Gary, good to see Gary here. Boy, Gora Hari doesn't like you anymore, Gary. He doesn't like anybody. The Guru Dudas, Gora Dudas, and Scam. He doesn't like you either. He doesn't like you guys, man. I'm telling you. But I do want to address a few things. Look, the guy. I'm going to tell you right now. The guy's not worth our time. He's not worth my time. He's not worth anybody's time. He's a dreamer. Hey, Guru Ma, good to see you. Yeah, he's a dreamer. He's a nobody. But he does harm. Okay, I'm just going to say he does harm. He's harming this Radhe and a few others. And I want to show you why. This is from this is from 2 days ago. This is from his stream from 2 days ago, and I want to show you this. Let me see if I can get this going. It's in the comments. I'm not gonna. Wait a minute. Okay, so there's the stream. So it's in this stream here, and in the comments, in the comments. Someone is saying, and I'm going to read the comments because this is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm saying that this is dangerous. This is why it's dangerous. And when I say it's dangerous, I'm not just pulling that shit out of my ass. This is dangerous. You get the wrong person involved in this shit. Like a Rupa Manjari or a Radhe or a Jagjivan or a Janardana or a Vishnu Jan or a Subhuti. Or a Hladini, it can cost them their life. It can cost them their life. It can mess up their heads so much. It can cost them their life. All these children that were harmed. I mean, this is not. I joke and I laugh and I play my sounds and I got my stuff. But these are real lives that are being harmed. These are real people that have lost their lives to this cult for this bullshit. For what? Jagjivan could have lived a long, fulfilling life instead of living in the closet of this cult, shamed, ridiculed, humiliated, not able to have a relationship with someone that he wanted to have a relationship, whatever, and then he ends up taking his life? How many others? How many other people like us that have left this cult and they didn't recover like we did, or haven't recovered like we have? Some of us haven't fully recovered. I know I still got issues, not big ones, but I'm getting over them. Honest. Man on the moon. Man on the moon. Dang, I think it was you that suggested this. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Hey, Jenna Morton, good to see you. Duke of Squirrels, good to see you. So these are the comments by this guy. He says, in this live stream where this douchebag is preaching this bullshit. He's preaching this bullshit. I don't care what it is, Raganuga, Bhakti, Vaidya. I don't give a fuck what you call it. This is Bhakti. Fucking run the other way. Get the fuck away from this bullshit. It ain't got nothing good for you. Except controlling your mind. Trying to control your mind, controlling your life, and exploiting you, and exploiting your labor. Exploiting your everything. I am not joking about it. This guy here says, his name is, his handle here, his handle here, in this chat is, I'm not trying to out this guy. I don't want to out this guy. But it says his name. I'm just gonna say his name. I'm just gonna say his name is Andy. It's not Andy, but I'm gonna say his name is Andy. And it says, and if you want, if you're interested, you can go and find this. But Andy says, so he was in there the day before, and he says, we had a battle yesterday. I've come to relax with you today. And then the next, let me see. Let me try and get the whole thing up in here. He says, we had a battle yesterday. I've come to relax with you today. And then he says, I know the love of God, the love of seeing my children born, and the love for humanity until I am stabbed in the back. Okay, so this person is going through some stuff. All right, that's all I'm saying. Then he says, so then his next comment, and so you got to remember, this Gorhari is preaching this bullshit that he preaches. So Andy's next comment is, I've had my heart broken and my life was shattered. I mean, this guy could just be saying whatever, but let's just take the comments as they are. He says, I've had my heart broken and my life was shattered. One woman believed in me and she made me love again. And then his next comment is, the Bible is full of genocides and stuff. His next comment is, I wish I could feel love from God. His next comment, and again, I don't know if he's honest, if he's being honest, or if he's just bullshitting, but his next comment is, I tried taking my life. I was made homeless, and I couldn't feel the love from up above. I just never have been able to. So it sounds like this guy's going through some stuff, okay? And I'm not trying to make fun of him or anything. I'm saying this guy sounds like he's going through some stuff. He's on the internet. Maybe he's searching around. Guy's suicidal. At least he says, I tried taking my life. I was made homeless, and I couldn't feel love from up above. So he's like searching. He's in a dark place. And he comes across this, and now he comes across this guy. He comes across this guy. This is the guy that should be talking to this guy who's suicidal and heartbroken, and he says, my love is 23 years old now. I just can't feel spiritual love. Maybe one day it'll click. I was here yesterday making jokes, but I got mixed up with the fighting to really listen and talk. Can you imagine this guy gets messed up with this Gorahari guy? And Gorahari's, and from what I understand, because I didn't watch the rest, I didn't watch anymore. I didn't really need to. I can't stand this guy. But from what I understand, he was telling this guy, you might have to leave your family. You might have to leave your family and your friends and your family, and because they're not going to get it. They're not going to understand. They're not going to understand what you're doing. They're going to think you're crazy. They're going to think whatever. So you might have to leave your family. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine being at the lowest point in your life where, you're suicidal or you're desperate for something, and lo and behold, you come across these two nuts? I mean, come on, man. You can see what they're doing, to this Radhe. I mean, I'm serious about this. Okay, let me get back to your comments here because I missed them. So let me go back and see. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe. Absolutely. Thank you, Jenna. Good to see you. And Scam Raganuga Dushananda shit scammer. Yeah, I mean, look, if the guy wants to preach and be a guru, fine. You be a scammer guru, but you're using Prabhupada. You're even lower than that. You're the lowest using Prabhupada because you can't write your own book. You can't write your own crap. So you gotta glom onto Prabhupada and say that he came to you in a dream. You fucking bullshit. And you don't even know what you're talking about, and you're gonna give advice to this Andy person who tried taking their lives, heartbroken, is probably going through a divorce or a family dispute, something, custody. I don't know. He doesn't sound happy, and I know that this shit ain't gonna make him happy. This imaginary laughing and crying bullshit and having this guy breathing down your neck. Fuck that. My brothers almost committed suicide just before they left ISKCON Mayapur. We managed to save them. ISKCON is a cult of insanity and madness. I know, and not enough people speak out about it. That is my thing, man, is that this is bullshit. It's not just bullshit. It causes insanity, it causes mental illness. They're now happier after therapy sessions for 2 years. Yes, that's what this person needs. This Andy person needs this therapy. He doesn't need talking to this guy. That's the last thing he needs. They're talking to some dreaming douche dancing fuckhead. Give me a break. Gore was totally manic insane today. He said his mission is about to go worldwide. Gore proclaimed himself the new Christ for Prabhupada. Yeah, I think I'm driving him crazy. I think I'm driving him crazy because all he's doing is defending himself constantly against me calling him a scam. This is so funny. Love of God. I know it's love of God. Might as well be love of the Easter Bunny. Love of the Tooth Fairy. Because they're going to love you back just as much as God loves you back. And you can blame everything on the Tooth Fairy. And you can say, well, I guess the Tooth Fairy didn't want that to happen. Oh, you know what? I got my check came today. Man, the Tooth Fairy was happy with me. Boy, he showed me some mercy. Oh, he really I banged my arm today. The tooth fairy was being nice because at least I didn't break my arm. This is fucking stupid. Now, I'm not saying having a belief in God can comfort you. It absolutely comforts us. Like I was saying the other day about our brain wants there to be a God because it makes life make sense. Everything has to make sense. So if it comforts you, that's great. But if you're having a mental health episode, I think you need some professional help, not chanting and talking to Gora Hari. That I just don't. I don't think that's going to help you. I just don't. If I came across that guy, I'd be in a dark place as well. I know. Absolutely. How can anybody deny that? I mean, I'm serious, man. You talk about you talk about love of God. If you're serious about loving God, you don't need someone else to tell you how to do it. You need to rub these little rocks with $500 oil. And you need to put little googly eyes on the rock and dress it up like it's a Barbie doll. Otherwise, God doesn't love you. You got to be out of your goddamn mind, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, it is sad. It is sad. It's sad that anyone has to go through any of this stuff. And it's really sad to think that this Andy guy might get mixed up in this bullshit. Yeah, I mean, he'll be emailing me, a month from now, he'll be emailing me, go, what the fuck have I got myself in? Oh, man. He's worldwide higher than any. He's friggin' nuts, man. My younger brother was left homeless after he left ISKCON Mayapur, and he was living in cow sheds in villages and traveled to Vrindavan on foot. Fucking mental. Luckily, he saved. Yeah, and that's a common story of how people are fucked up in the head in this cult, left to do all kinds of atrocious things. They're incredible, horrible. I mean, who knows? That one girl was 16 and she was homeless in Bombay. She had to turn to prostitution just to survive. And she was raised in the Hare Krishnas. Now, what the fuck is that? I mean, come on, man. I know, they're starting the Fourth Reich, ranting with vulgar threats to the Maya population. I know. It's so obvious, that this guy is a nut. This cult makes you renounce everything: family, spouses, friends, your work. If you follow their teachings, you're fucked. If shit hits the fan, you end up homeless, alone with nothing. Yeah. Well, as soon as you join, shit is hitting the fan. I mean, if you're moving into the ashram, man, to your sanity, you might as well just your sanity. Good. Adios, buddy. I mean, bon voyage to your mental health. If you think living in that ashram is something good for you, it's where's my thing? Boom. Yeah, it's a whole world.
The whole world gone crazy. Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
And that's what I'm saying. Some people need therapy after this. This is not normal to go through this kind of bullshit like with Radhe or Jog Jivan or Vishnu John or Subhuti. To be living in a van in front of a building, they let you live in front of in a truck parked in their driveway for 30 years. You get to live there, and then one day they kick you out, and they're just like, adios. The guy went nuts. He thought Krishna had his back. He thought Krishna had his back all that time. No, Krishna didn't have his back. Nobody had his back. Nobody gave a fuck about him. All those people that he thought were devotees, and we're in a commune, and we're in New Dwarka, and this is what Sika, and whatever the fuck. People like that need therapy. I'm glad your brother got what. This is what people need coming out. When I was coming out, I was in therapy. When I left, I was already going and seeing a therapist every week, once a week. I was already about something completely different. I go in there one day and I'm like, hey man, some shit went down. I go in there, I wasn't dressed like a Hare Krishna, but I had a shaved head and a Sika, my bead bag, and I went in there and I'm like, man, some shit is going down in my group, and I think I'm bouncing out. I think I'm getting ready. At least I had him to talk to, and I can't even imagine what it would have been like if I didn't have that. His face, voice, and words all packaged cult delusion scammer. I agree with you 100%. And that's why I don't mind showing him, because I think it's a great learning experience of how these people act, how these gurus act, how they act. They think they're spiritually advanced and they act like, I mean, seriously, does this sound like someone who's spiritually advanced in Raga Nuga Bhakti?
You're a fucker, man. You're fucked up. Motherfucker, man. Fucker, man. You're a fucking prick and asshole. I hate your fucking blasphemy, Prabhu.
Does that sound like a Raga Nuga guru that someone that Prabhupada would come to in a dream and ordain him to save the conditioned souls of this world? I mean, really.
You're a fucker, man. You're fucked
Prabhupada
up.
came to this guy
Fucker, man. Fucker,
in
man.
a dream.
You're a fucking prick and asshole. I hate your fucking blasphemy, Prabhu.
He compares himself to Madhavendra Puri. If that's not an insult to Madhavendra Puri, Ishvari Puri, Yamunacharya, and all those other friggin' imaginary people, if that's not an insult to those imaginary people, I don't know what is. Yeah, I think we all are. We think we're all happy that they're getting help, and that's what these Gorahari people are going to need. They're going to need therapy when they realize that he's been scamming them for friggin' 9, 10, 11, 12 years. Hey, Stroot, I know you've been under the wrath of this freak too, and Lolita. What does it feel like to have Lolita, the dumbest friggin' person on the planet, on that planet this planet right here? The dumbest person on this planet telling you how stupid you are. How does that feel to have the dumbest person on the planet trying to tell you how dumb you are? I posted that I wouldn't allow my children or grandchildren in his pod because of his vulgar rated R bullshit, and then they blocked me. Yeah. It's such a cult. It's such a cult, and I think it's great to bring attention that we're in a digital age where this shit is going to be more and more prevalent, and and you can see how they treat this Radhe, that it doesn't matter if it's online or not. Just like that other lady was saying, in the video that I showed a couple months back, these online cults, they operate exactly the same. They're probably watching right now to see who's in here. Just like Scientology does. They go and watch who's in the anti-Scientology groups, who's posting in the anti-Scientology groups, who's making anti-Scientology videos. They come in here. That's how they know that. That's why they don't like Struth, and they don't like Duke, and they don't like Scam, and they don't like these people, because they come in here and they see what you do. They see that you talk shit about them, and then you go over there and you give them I don't know what you do over there, but evidently they don't like that anymore, and then they're calling you out on it. It's so funny. It is so it's hilarious. It's not hilarious. In a way, it's amusing, hilarious in a way, but it's very revealing about cults and about this guy and about these teachings and about this bhakti shit and about this Rupanuga shit and this Six Goswamis and this Chaitanya crap. That's what it's revealing about. And it's revealing about Prabhupada and his teachings. You can learn a lot from observing these knuckleheads, these fucking wackos. I'm telling you. And they don't really deserve that much time, but there are people in there that have contacted me, and there's people like this Andy guy who's going in there, and it's just an example of how dangerous this bullshit is. That's it. And yeah, they've been doing that for days. Ever since I went over with Prabhupada's books, how he's a phony and how he's a fake, and I showed in Prabhupada's books and what Prabhupada says about Raganuga and all this other stuff. He's just been cleaning up he's just been cleaning up on aisle 5. That's all he's been doing. Clean up on aisle 5. They were essentially angry today, confused me, and made me smile a little. They're always, look, I'm going to tell you right now, listening to, I don't know, is this guy still up here? Let me see. Yeah, they're still doing their thing. This is what I found this right now while I was trying to get my screen to work, and I couldn't, and I found this, and I thought I'd share a little bit of it. Let me see if I can. I gotta remove myself here. Okay. How do I get this going?
Maya is the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra in pursuance of the associates of Lord Chaitanya, such as Advaita Prabhu, Nityananda, Gadadhar, and Srivas, from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 11, Text 1. Bhagavanera Bhaktar Srivas Pradhan, Tansabara Pada Padme Sahasra Pranam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. There are innumerable devotees of the Lord.
All right, stop. That's enough. I can't take it. That's the shit I used to listen to every fucking week, almost every day. I would be in contact with that guy. I would listen to these lectures. I would listen to his bullshit. I would read his long-ass emails, his articles that he would write for the Hare Krishna Society. And I know Gora Hari wants to act like this guy he's just a scholar. Yeah, he's just a scholar.
Of whom Srivas Thakur is the foremost. I offer my respectful obeisances thousands of times unto their lotus feet. From Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, chapter.
All right. That's the shit we used to listen to. Actual Bhagavatam classes by someone who actually speaks Sanskrit. Someone who studied this bullshit. Someone who studied this bullshit for decades in South India, in North India, South India. And not this fucking dreaming, not some fucking dreaming idiot, fucking dancing, dreaming, fucking.
He didn't have that dream. I did.
Yeah, he's angry. He's angry because he's nothing compared to someone like Yashodananda. He's nothing. And he knows it. He knows it. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Anybody who asks him, I saw him, people were asking him questions, and he's just saying, you're too stupid to understand, you're too dumb. He's like, if you can't understand, you're just too dumb. And people asking him, where in Prabhupada's books does it say that? And he's like, well, you're too dumb to even. It's so funny. It's so funny. Purification is him criticizing everyone and then glorifying him alone. And yeah, I know he's so delusional. At one point, he was saying that even Prabhupada couldn't give his mercy. Yeah, he's. I still have trauma and bad taste at the fact that when I got divorced, I wasn't allowed to stay at the temple because I was a disturbance for the brahmacharis. Yeah, and that's what I don't know if it was you that was saying it, but abuse can come in a lot of different forms. It can come in financial, mental, emotional, physical, sexual. There's a lot of ways that this cult abuses people. And abuse is like the number one thing it does. It's all about manipulation, coercion, exploitation. That's what all of this shit is about. With the chanting and the living in the ashram and the books and all that. It's nothing but manipulation, coercion, and whatever else I said, I forget. I can't, I can't believe that these people give this guy the time of day. I seriously I can't believe they give him the time of day. It's beyond me. It really is. I don't get it, and I know it's their narcissism. It's their desire to be special, to be Lalita, to be Duff Man. I mean, it's
Duff Man's pension has been mismanaged.
That's what it's. That's what it's all about.
Duff Man's pension has been mismanaged. Oh yeah.
They want to have a guru. They want to be advanced. They want to be Raganuga Bhaktas. They want to be on the most highest platform with the most highest guru that had a dream. I had a dream. That's so stupid.
All right.
The irony of it all is that they preach that you should live in a temple and do service, but if you're a woman, you don't get the same welcome treatment as a man. Right. Exactly. Men have free lodging and food. Men, yeah, I can't imagine what would make a woman stay after being mistreated. I mean, and I understand it's brainwashing, it's coercion, manipulation, it's all of that. But I mean, I guess what I'm saying is some things I would expect some things to make someone wake up quicker than other things. But since I'm not a woman, I didn't have to deal with that. I can't explain it. I can't explain what made me stay after what happened with my daughter and all of this bullshit, but that's what happened. I got mixed up with the Ritviks, and it's called sunk cost fallacy. I've already invested 10 years. I'm going to give up now. I mean, I invested 10 years. It's like I put in 10. Yeah, it's lots of material today on the video. Yeah, I couldn't watch. I just couldn't watch. Okay, I want to get to a couple things. Yeah, this is his delusion. This is his Jim Jones. This is why I say he's as dangerous as Jim Jones, David Koresh, Charlie Manson. He thinks that he's on this other level that gives him the right to just do whatever he wants. Like, believe me, he's on a Kirtanananda level. He's on a Jayatirtha level. He's on this level where he's the pure devotee. God talks to him and tells him that I'm a demon. And if he ordered his people, if he told his people, hey, I think Mike needs a new body, believe me, there'd be at least one of his knuckleheads that would say, at least one of his knuckleheads would come looking for me. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. He thinks he's bragging that he's free. He's free to say motherfucker, fucker a million times, while the rest of us are imprisoned in our morality. Yeah, he's free to do whatever. He's free to call people demons. He can call me a demon. He can call me Sisupal. And he can preach about how Sisupal had his head cut off. And he can preach about all of that stuff. And believe me, if he had a Brahmananda and a Shodananda and a Guru Kripa and a bunch of these fucking Punyatma and Ratnabhushna and Gargamuni and these other fucking insane Kirtananda and these other insane freaks around him thinking he was God too, he'd do the same fucking thing. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I know, it's like,
Hell! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
I know. I hate, the reason I hated him, I liked hearing, actually, I liked Prabhupada's books, but I didn't like the lecture part afterwards because it was always the same shit. ISKCON gurus are fake. They're phony. They're this and they're that. And Prabhupada would never appoint them. And Prabhupada would never do this or do that. And these gurus are bogus. And how can, and that's it. And that would be it. That would be the on and on and on and on and on. The same thing with Gaurahari. He does the same thing. He just preaches and gets angry at ISKCON gurus and Narayan Maharaj. And Narayan Maharaj they don't have ecstatic symptoms. And Jayapataka doesn't have ecstatic symptoms. And none of these people have ecstatic symptoms. I had a dream. It's the same shit I heard from Yashodanandan. Except Yashodanandan actually would read these books and read these things. And then he would get into the other bullshit. Same friggin' stuff. The same shit. Just dreaming, man. It's just a dreamer. But if he was just a dreamer, no problem. But the guy's delusional and he's a psychopath. And I'm convinced. Hey, Rafal. Good to see you. I'm convinced he's a psychopath. I'm convinced that he's a psychopath. They're still telling people that you failed to protect your daughter. I told the scumbag that you did and are now protecting others. Yeah, see, and okay, now can you imagine the most advanced, spiritually advanced lover of God who's tasting Krishna Prem is going to get on the internet and talk shit about my daughter who's a victim of this cult? Does that sound like a pure devotee? Is that something that a pure devotee, advanced devotee would do? To get a Raganuga Bhakta who's experiencing ecstatic symptoms of love of God from a bona fide guru who had a dream from Prabhupada would victim blame and victim shame someone? Even if, I mean, is that something that a pure devotee would do? Does that sound like something that Prabhupada would do? Well, I don't know. Maybe he would. I don't see it. I don't see how a spiritual leader, a religious leader, spiritual leader, teacher, guru, Acharya Dev, whatever he wants to call himself, Bhakti Vedanta, Srila Gaurahari Das, would have his disciples go troll a victim of sexual abuse and the victim's father for fun. I don't know. You leave it like they say. Leave a comment down if you think that that's the activities of a pure devotee, someone who's experiencing ecstatic symptoms of love of God, Krishna Prem in the heart. Do they talk like that? Do they talk like this?
You're a fucker, man. You're fucked up, motherfucker, man. Fucker, man. How you're a fucking prick and asshole. I hate your fucking blasphemy, Prabhu.
I mean, yeah, he can cuss people out because, Lord Nityananda, because I don't know, I guess Lord Nityananda cussed at somebody, or somebody cussed at somebody, so now he's allowed, because, he's just like everybody. If Madhavendra Puri has a dream, well, then Gaurahari can have a dream. And if Jesus is crucified, well, Mike is crucifying Gaurahari too. And just like Prabhupada, Gaurahari's trying to spread his message just like Prabhupada, and nobody would listen to Prabhupada, and nobody's listening to Gaurahari. And just like Moses, he came with the law, the lawgiver. He came down from the mountain with the tablets. He was given the law. Gaurahari's doing the same thing, just like Moses. He's coming down. He's giving the law. He's spreading it to everybody. Nobody wants to listen to him. I mean, this is a shame. It's a real shame. And and name somebody else. George Washington. Yeah, just like George Washington. Gaurahari, he's the father of our country. And, who else? Mark Twain. Yeah, just like Mark Twain, Gaurahari, he's writing about our contemporary life and what it means to be in the material world. Just like Mark Twain. I mean, anybody in history, you can pull out anybody in history. Gaurahari is just like that person. He's just like that person. Yeah, I don't blame. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Duke of Squirrels. Wow, they're diabolical for saying that about Mike. They have a lot of nerve. They're basically saying that it's your fault if you ever get abused in any way. Yeah, it's my daughter's fault. It's my fault. And I do say it's my fault. I mean, I'm the first one to admit. If I hadn't have brought my daughter into it, and I've admitted, I've talked about it, but they want to bring it up like it's some, and that's what's disgusting about it. It's like, who are you to talk about it? But that's what they learned from their potty mouth guru.
You're a fucker, man. You're fucked up, motherfucker, man. Fucker, man. How you're a fucking prick and asshole. I hate your fucking blasphemy, Prabhu.
Yeah, Fozzie Bear Snotty had a happy con life in Mexico until he got caught and exposed by Sri Mukunda, the cult's headhunter. Suddenly, Fozzie's life is in shatters. Massive shithouse got flooded. Yeah, I disrupted his little thing. I mean, I don't think it's gonna stop him, but I definitely like a little speed bump. It's basically it's a narcissistic injury, and that's bad because a narcissist, they don't like to be injured. They take it very harshly. Like nothing he can do injures me because I'm not a narcissist. I mean, I'm just an ordinary guy. So yeah, I get my feelings hurt and I go through my shit, but I'm not a narcissist. I don't feel like my power is in jeopardy, or my fake life is about to be exposed, or my little cabal is gonna break apart. Yeah, I don't live in that kind of fear that he does. Hey, AJ, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Guru said you use the victim card to ignore his higher truth because you're in Maya and can't see Krishna's mercy and all that abuse. Yeah, I've heard that bullshit. I've heard that bullshit for so long. I mean, we've all heard that Maya bullshit. Maya doesn't exist. It's pretty funny. I was in there when Lochan, Aviator Lochan, was telling him Maya doesn't exist. It's not real. Maya's not a real thing. And he didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to say. He was like, no, what you're in right now is in Maya. And Aviator's like, no, that doesn't exist. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as Maya. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was really funny. I know, one day she's gonna get justice. I know. I can feel it. I think it's coming. Yeah, I caught just a little. I just caught him just a little bit. He was arguing with some people that were just asking questions, and he was yelling at him. He was yelling at him. He was yelling at him and calling him stupid. And I just said, man, this guy's insane. This guy is really. He needs to do this. He needs to.
I deserve good things. I am entitled to my share of happiness. I refuse to beat myself up. I am an attractive person. I am fun to be with. I'm going to do a terrific show today, and I'm going to help people because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
He's got to tell himself. He's got to tell himself that every day, all day long, because he's starting to. I think he's starting to wonder. I think he's starting to wonder. Okay, I want to show you this video. It's really good. But before I get to Dr. Anna, that's the main one. I want to show this other one. And I don't know how I can see how I can do this. This is actually Dr. Anna, but this isn't the video I want to show. This is a trailer. This is a trailer video, and
if you can only perform
let me see. I got to get it ready.
The deadline is on fire.
I got to cue it up.
There are 3 things that will reward.
Have you ever met?
Okay, we got to cue it up. And let me see how I can fix this. Oh, am I already there? Okay, hold on. There we go. There she is. Woo wee. And if I do this, hey. Okay, here we go. And do I have the sound? Do I have the sound right? I don't think so. Okay, everybody.
Met someone like this before. You meet a friend, you kick it off right away. When the two of you are at a concert together, you run into someone you both know, and your new friend tells you that this person was awful to them last year. You're taken aback by their horrid experience, and you vow to avoid this person who mistreated them. But over time, you start to notice that your friend has a lot of people who've hurt them. Every 6 months ago, they're cycling through a new friend breakup or real breakup where they were the victimized party. You start to feel this palpable, you're either with me or against me attitude. And frankly, you're afraid of what they might do if you don't 100% support them, so your social network gets thinner and thinner as you keep cutting people off for them. At one point, though, you actually witness the victimization in question, and you start to realize that your friend has completely distorted what happened. They're framing this other person as someone terrible who's deeply wounded them, when in reality it was a much more ambiguous and nuanced situation than that. You tell your friend, I'm just gonna stay out of it, I'm just not gonna get involved and pick a side, and what do you know? Before long, your friend is rallying their friends about how you harmed them too. If this sounds familiar, you may have come into contact with what research calls a person with a tendency for interpersonal victimhood, or TIV, which is when a person sees themselves as a victim very chronically, even in situations where it may not be objectively true. New research has confirmed something that psychologists long ago theorized, that people who tend to chronically declare themselves as victims are often high in narcissism, and one specific type of narcissism in particular. I'm going to break down the study and tell you what real-life applications we can draw from it. So, yeah, I had a friend who was exactly like that.
a comedian friend. And when I first met her and we started working together on this comedy project, she would tell me how this person or that person did something wrong. They had wronged her. They had wronged her in some way. And I thought, oh, that's too bad. You know, I'm surprised because it was someone that I knew. It was a mutual friend. I was like, oh, really? They did that to you? And then the next time I saw him, it was someone else. And then it was someone else. It was all these people that had, everybody had done something to this person. And I said, well, you know, pretty soon it's going to be me. And you know what? A couple years later, it was me. I was the bad person. And if you notice, this guy, this Raganuga guru guy, he's got a lot of people that he doesn't like. If you do not, just like any of these gurus though, any of these gurus, if you're not surrendered to them, fully surrendered to them and whatever, you know, they don't like that. They're offended. Especially that, all of them. Hey, Aviator Lochan, I saw you. Hey man, you were in there with Gorahari, and I gotta say, man, you were you were giving him a hard time. I like what you were saying. It was fun. I was good. I think he's afraid of going to drive over the border and give him a free Shotokan karate lessons. Mexico has a lot of nice yeah, I think. Hey Jenna, I think. I think when these gurus, when these big time gurus go, I think it is going to change. I think it's going to change. I don't think it's going to disappear, because it's like a big machine that's just self-perpetuating machine. But I think it's going to definitely diminish. I think we might lose some Rath Yatras and stuff like that. I think it might shrink a little bit when some of these big gurus leave, because their thing will splinter, and when it keeps splintering and splintering and splintering and splintering, it just becomes weaker and weaker. But I think that, I hope that's what happens. I mean, I hope so. I mean, it already has to some extent. Yeah, I think we're all hopeful. I think we're all hopeful for that. So that's why narcissists like to play the victim. They like to play, oh, my disciples this, my disciples that, the GBC this, the GBC that. Oh, I'm not getting enough donors. I'm not getting enough money. I'm not spreading enough books. I'm not guru-paloozing enough. I need to raise money for books so I can go swim in the Thames. You guys got to send me money so I can. Hey, you got to send me money so I can go swim in the Thames. Do you hear what I said? I got to swim. It's so stupid, but that's the truth. It really is. It's the truth. Okay, and I came across this, and this is something. It's not Krishna, but it's yoga, and it's so similar that I got to include it. I just got to include it because I got to just say, if you're involved in these yoga things and these you never know what you never know what it really is, who's running it, and how it's going to turn out. And I've seen a lot of these videos where these women have got involved with these yoga, and then something ends up happening. And here's another one. And this is let me see. This is recent, okay? This is recent. This is not old. It kind of looks like it might be old, but it's not. This is recent. And here we go. Let me get this going. How can I get this? Let me get out of the way here.
Rishikesh is known across the world as a center for yoga and spiritual learning. But one of the city's best known institutions, Sattva Yoga Academy, is now facing allegations that have echoed through the global yoga community. Here in Rishikesh, one of the city's best known yoga institutions is facing allegations that have sent shockwaves through the global yoga community. Sattva Yoga Academy is a Rishikesh-based institution founded by Anand Mehrotra and marketed as a global training center rooted in Himalayan tradition. Over the years, it has attracted students from around the world and built communities in countries including United States and United Kingdom. Now, a website called Safe House has published statements from former students, teachers, and associates alleging sexual misconduct, abuse of power, manipulation, and retaliations. The allegations have put one of the most prominent names in modern yoga under scrutiny. The allegations became public through a website called Safe House, which has published written statements from 4 women describing their experiences at Sattva Yoga Academy over several years. The website says these are part of a third wave of allegations involving Sattva and Anand Mehrotra, with earlier concerns dating back to 2015.
So Safe House emerged just in beginning of June, really, when it came to my attention that these women were coming forward with their stories and needed a place to share their stories in a way that was credible and professional. I was aware that past waves of allegations, I'd started to hear at least that past waves of allegations had just been completely silenced at Sattva. And so we, at that point, knew that in order for them not to be silenced, the women wanted to be heard. And
you know, I got to say, where am I here? I'm somewhere. Here I am. I'm on the moon. I got to say, these yoga studios, these yoga classes, these yoga gurus, and I'm not talking about Krishna. I'm talking about just like yoga, like Kundalini yoga or that Iyengar yoga or that Bikram yoga or any kind of yoga. I don't care what kind of yoga it is. If it starts with a Y and it has a O, G, and an A at the end, and it says yoga, don't go, man. Buy a video if you want. If you're a woman, look, let me just say that if you're a woman and you want to do yoga, go get a video, go get a DVD, or go online and stream a yoga class and do yoga at home. Don't go to any of these yoga places. I just don't. I've never heard of a yoga place that hasn't had issues with abuse and sexual abuse and manipulation and coercion and all of this stuff. I mean, seriously, I'm not joking. I'm being serious. It's it's just crazy. ISKCON for the past 30 years milking millions of Indians worldwide. You know, and without donations from that vast community, they would have had a serious issues with spreading this transcendental epileptic bullshit. And I say this. I say that these gurus, these ISKCON gurus, are taking money from poor Indians in India and Asia, poor Indians, taking that money and putting it in their bank account. They're giving these poor Indians, just like in the U.S., where they get these poor older people on Social Security, elderly people, giving their money to these fake, fraudulent televangelists that don't do shit. And they're giving their money every month, donating money. Because they want to go to Jesus and they want to go to heaven, whatever. And these Joel Osteen and Benny Hinn and that whatever Marilyn whatever, and all of those people, they're all just taking these people's money, and that's what these gurus are doing. These American gurus, these Radha Nas and Hridayananda, the Harvard dumbass, and Brian Tibbetts and Hugh Turvey, and all these guys. and taking this money from these Indians, these poor Indians, taking their money, stick it in their bank account. Oh, fuck that, man. Gore has his own version of the New Age scam. He's doing a New Age scam. It's a New Age scam. Yeah, and Prabhupada, Jesus, everybody, they've all warned about this Gore guy. Everybody's been warning about this Gore guy for thousands of years. Because these Gore Hari guys have been around for thousands of years. He's nothing new. People just like him have been around since the beginning. There were probably apes like him running around trying to convince the other apes that you gotta worship me. I'm the ape that talks to God. And ooh. You gotta worship me. I'm the ape. I'm the ape God. I'm the God ape. I'm God ape. Oop. You gotta worship me. I mean, it's the oldest fucking scam in the book. I was a Iyengar teacher in the 70s. BKS was a pretty straightforward, good married man. He was kind of mean, but good teacher, drill instructor. Yeah, but I think some of these guys that have taken over after him, I don't know. I've heard some stuff. I've heard some things. I heard some things, Joey. I heard some things. I heard some things, Joey. And no initiation into something strange energy. Yeah, you know. What can I say? Somebody was in there asking him about being initiated, and he wouldn't answer. A lot of shit he doesn't answer, and okay. So it's just another example. This is just another example of women being taken advantage of in these yoga things, and if somebody can say, well, Mike, that's not like ISKCON. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's exactly like ISKCON. This is bullshit yoga. Bhakti yoga, this yoga, that yoga. I don't give a fuck. Bullshit. You don't need some guru. You don't need some guru guy that you got to turn your life over and eat this and do that and don't do this and don't do that and say that. Nah. So what? So you can do this and give me a break. I'm serious, man. I am dead serious. I understand there's ways to do yoga. There's all these things. You know, I get it. I'm not trying to be offensive. But what I'm saying is your yoga instructor doesn't have to control your fucking life. He tells you which way to point your arm and your foot. He tells you which way to bend your back and how to do that. He doesn't tell you what to eat and all this other stuff. I mean, he doesn't have to. You don't have to wash his feet and drink his foot smoothie. And you shouldn't have to call him Guru Dev or anything. You just call him yoga instructor. Hey, teacher, am I doing it right? I'm 100% Russia, still going strong. They don't even mind Prabhupada Vishnu falling. Yeah, it's so weird how these people, it's sunk cost fallacy. If you've been following a guy for 10 years and you think you're advancing and then your guru falls down and you're like, well, now what do I do? Was I advancing or was I advancing because it was me? Or was I advancing because I was following this idiot that fell down? Because how does an idiot that fell down, how did he make me advance? I mean, how do I advance beyond my guru and my guru falls down and what does that make me? Does that mean it was just me? I was really advancing on my own because obviously he fell down. Obviously he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing, but I was. So does that mean that my advancement was due to me, or was it due to him? Or was it due to, I don't know, the little rock with the googly eyes on it? I don't know. Someone tell me. I don't know. How do I advance but my guru fell down? How do I advance but my guru fell down? Where does that leave me? How do I continue on if my guru is gone? Well, you get another guru. Really? You really think that's where my head is at? You really think I want to take another one? You really think I want another one? Thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank you, sir. May I have another? Is that really what you think I want to do? I just got scammed by this guy that fell down. You want me to get another one? And if I'm advancing, because I've been doing it for 10 years, I feel like I'm second initiated and all that. But he was my guru, and he fell down. Where does that put me? Does that mean I'm not? I am? That I was doing it on my own because he wasn't real? I mean, I don't know. Has he been fake the whole time? Or is he just fake now that he fell down? Fake. And was he fake before he fell down? Or did he just become fake once the fall happened? I mean, someone's got a lot of explaining to do. Ricky, you got some explaining to do. Lucy, you got some explaining to do because it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I don't know. Having sex with his disciple, not a fall down anymore. It's great. Yeah, I mean, when you're on that level, that's what I'm saying. Who would believe that shit? Oh, he had sex with his disciple, but it wasn't a fall down, and he's been doing it for 50 years, 40 years, but 10 years ago he had sex with. Wait a minute, what? I mean, come on. How can you be that dumb? How can you be that dumb and your guru falls down right in front of your face? I was thinking of opening a Kama Sutra yoga studio, but one look at me and the bank said they couldn't take the chance. Yeah, I know. Too many nuts there, Duke. Prabha Vishnu, next Harinam Street is Nana Plaza and Kosan Road. The real Rupa Nuga center of the universe. Fake it till you're Nana Plaza. Well, I'm going to Bangkok. I'm going to Bangkok day after tomorrow. I'm not going to Nana Plaza, but be going to. I'll go. Maybe I'll go just to check out the Prabha Vishnu Memorial bar stool. His Vyasa sign. Do they have a memorial Vyasa sign on Soy Cowboy? Is it like, can you walk down Soy Cowboy and they have a, Prabha Vishnu slept here sign? ISKCON Guru walked this street. It's like, I want to take a picture. I want to take a picture of the bar that he got caught with the girl, with the bar girl, with the freelancers. I want to see that. What bar was that? I want to go to that bar. Maybe they got a picture on the wall. They got like, hey, you know this guy? It's like, wanted. He skipped out on his bar tab. That's pretty funny though. Yeah, he's Soy Cowboy Guru Ananda. He's that's so funny. Okay, so we got the yoga studio. Okay, so this one. So this is the main event right here, and let me see where are we?
Hey you, it's me again.
I got to cue this up.
Are you still wondering how much it will cost you to start up a company in the UAE? Well,
I recently read Hannah Murray's memo.
Okay, so I want you. This is really good. This doctor, she's really good. She's really good. And she explains things really well. And this is about spirituality. It triggers spirituality triggers mania and psychosis. and this goes for all ISKCON people. We were in a weird place too. We were delusional. We were thinking, that we were chanting magic words and we were worshiping these statues and Prabhupada was our guru and he was going to take us back to Godhead or whatever. And I was laying down in front of his statue and pouring water on his feet and throwing flowers at the statue and eating, this Mahaprasadam that was supposed to be, eaten by the Lord and all this. I was right there, man. I was right there. So, I'm not trying to say look at, I was one of them. That's what I'm trying to say. I was one of them. So here we go. Whoops. I got to do this. There we go.
The Make-Believe, and it was the best memoir that I've read so far. 5 stars, hands down. It was filled with so much insight into her bipolar disorder and her manic episode that turned into spiritual psychosis. So today I'm going to walk you through all of my thoughts on the book, all the while telling you a little bit more about what the experience of bipolar disorder is like, what triggers manic episodes, and the psychology of spiritual psychosis. So I just got into reading memoirs pretty recently this past year, and one of the qualms that I often have with memoirs is they're often written by people who don't use the full power of language to its full extent. And this was absolutely not the case for Hannah Murray's memoir. She seems to be like an incredible writer. Like the very first scene, it's written in such a lyrical style, we are immersed in her magical thinking state of mind with little glimmers such as naked as Eve, I want another baptism, but the heaviness of the psychosis is balanced out by the beauty of the prose. We're really given an insider view into the way her tangential thoughts are sort of strewn together in her mind. She has such a gift for recalling sensory detail and knowing what words to use so that the reader also experiences that detail. Like when she writes, the scent of smoke from prop cigarettes hung in the air, a mixture of marshmallow root and rose petals. Everything fake was sweet it seemed, syrupy blood on the side of my face, sticky like the hot night air. My purple paisley dress was soaked in sweat, but there was a rack of identical dresses on the costume truck like a cartoon character's wardrobe. This memoir was so beautiful from a literary standpoint that I almost wasn't sure whether to post this review on this psychology channel or on my book channel, Book and Hearth, which, by the way, so many people messaged me on Book and Hearth to let me know that they didn't know that channel existed. I've had that channel for like 2.5 years at this point, so if you're interested in all things book reviews, spooky season, romanticizing life, definitely go follow me on there. Alright, so let me tell you a little bit about what happened to Hannah Murray. You may know her from her character in Skins or from Game of Thrones. She's a pretty famous British actress, and so the memoir starts when she's filming on set for the movie Detroit. An acting coach encourages her to open herself up to let something come through her in an almost shamanic way. She starts trying to do that, so she stays up all night and she feels herself starting to become more emotive and open. Put a pin in that because sleep-wake disturbances are definitely a red flag of bipolar disorder. So on set for Detroit, there's a moment where she has to act out basically an essay, and she finds it very difficult to not feel traumatized and violated by it, even though it is technically, acting. And despite the fact that the cast is trying to be very kind and accommodating, but she even starts having nightmares about it, and it becomes so distressing for her to the point where she starts to see an energy healer. Up to that point, Hannah has dealt with a lot of difficult experiences. Disordered eating, self-harm, a difficult relationship with her parents, a former abusive relationship. She also describes herself as being obsessed with 5 ghost siblings from her mom's previous miscarriage.
Oh my God, it sounds where am I here? I'm sorry. You can't see me. Here I am. Hey, I'm coming up. It sounds like something like this Lalita Gunga. Someone who someone who has a history of issues, family issues, maybe mental health issues. Who knows? And then they get mixed up with a healer, or they get mixed up with some kind of a guru. It gets them into some kind of a spiritual who knows what, and they're bipolar or has bipolar tendencies or manic. Who knows what? It's just not good. That's what I'm saying. These type of, these guru, even, not necessarily this Gorahari guy. It could be any ISKCON guru. To be in a mental state of confusion or uncertainty or whatever it is, in that kind of a mental state, and then to come in contact with these manipulating gurus, these narcissistic gurus that are going to tell you who knows what. Oh, it's the material nature, and you're possessed by a demon or a ghost.
So she has a lot of survivor's guilt regarding that. She's 27, and at this point, she identifies as a militant agnostic. She also heavily experiments with drugs, which, as we'll talk about again in a moment, is not really good for bipolar disorder. But at this point, she wants to turn her addictive personality into something more constructive, like spirituality. So the offer of spiritual healing feels almost like a drug deal to her. So she goes to see this Reiki healer, and she genuinely starts to feel the magic and to feel the healing happening to her. And at this point, she's also in a friend group that really likes to party. She herself is heavily binge drinking and having anonymous sex at the club. And she becomes particularly fixated on sort of like a friends with benefits. It's like a friend that she's romantically interested in, that she has a sexual encounter with, but this constantly sort of breadcrumbing her. I wondered if she might have a disorganized attachment style, because she wrote at one point, "I generally fixated on people I could not have and was repulsed by anyone keenly interested in me." Around that time, ironically, Hannah goes to a Kanye concert. I say ironically because Kanye himself is allegedly diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And at the Kanye concert, she finds herself in a state of euphoria. The way she describes it, it kind of sounds like she's experiencing something called oceanic feeling. Oceanic feeling is the state of like oneness and euphoria that you experience when there's like very moving music playing with people, such as at concerts, in church, or also people tend to experience it up in space when they're looking down at Earth, and they feel this sense of like, wow, I am so small in the grand scheme of things, we are all one, and I just feel like love and euphoria towards all creatures. Oceanic feeling is basically what Katy Perry seems like she felt when she went out into space. I thought it was kind of unfair that, a lot of people were mocking Katy Perry for that, saying that it seems like she was on drugs. That is a very textbook, typical experience to have when you're out in space. It's also called the overview effect, which is when you have like an overview of the Earth and you suddenly realize how small and petty any issues that you have with other humans may be, and how important it is for us to save the Earth and for us to all be unified. And both of these concepts, oceanic feeling and the overview effect, are also related to something called collective effervescence, which is what religion relies on. It relies on music suddenly starting to move people, and people feeling this like elevated state, this like almost spiritual state of euphoria where they can physically feel God in them. But really what a lot of it boils down to is very moving music and experiencing it in tandem with a bunch of other people. So I don't think it's a coincidence that...
And that's why I have to say this. That's why when people say, you say, well, prove, how can you prove it? Well, I feel it inside. Now that's not, your feeling is not proof of anything. It proves that you feel something. We all feel something. But you're feeling that this guru is the real deal. Oh, I just feel like Radhanath is the real deal. I just feel like Harvard dumbass is the real deal. I feel it. Well, so what? I feel that he's not. So where are we going to go from there? Feeling is a feeling. It's not a reality. You can go to a movie and have feelings. You can fall in love with the character. You can be scared. You can be anxious. You can like not want the movie to end because you like it so much. You get feelings from a lot. You can have a dinner and go, man, that was the best friggin' meal I've ever had. That was so good. I was amazed. I mean, there's a lot of things that will give you an amazing feeling. It's like she said, people go into outer space and they have this oceanic feeling, or they have this effervescence or whatever, right? So what? It's a feeling. It doesn't mean anything other than, yeah, you had a feeling. You know, you can go on a roller coaster and have a feeling. Yeah, she became a hoe. She became a hoe. She became a hoe. Yeah, I mean, go to the bank, tell them, say, hey, I had a dream I was getting $1 million. Okay, let me go back to this a little bit. I got to remember how to do this. Whoop, there we go. There we go.
Kanye, another celebrity with bipolar disorder, created an environment of heightened emotionality at his concert to which Hannah found herself very susceptible. Because as we'll get to a little bit later, mania begets mania. Not that it's like contagious or anything like that, but once you start to experience those very elevated emotions of early mania, it can quickly spiral into something more serious. She's told by one of her healers around that time that her third eye is very open, that she was very open-minded and receptive at that moment. The way that I sort of interpreted that was that she was very suggestible in that moment, because when people are experiencing powerful emotions, they are very easy to influence. That's why, for example...
And when you have a knucklehead, when you have... when you've got this guy...
He didn't have that dream. I did.
Convincing someone in a bad mental state that they're advanced and they're spiritually advanced and they're like a guru and you're better than everybody and this. I mean, you fill in these people's head. You've got people that are bipolar or have mental issues or unstable or whatever they're going through. Everybody's going through something. And then you start filling their heads with all kinds of narcissistic stuff about dreams and about Vaidhi Bhakti and third eyes and who knows what. Being susceptible, and it's this peer pressure into agreeing that someone is in a bad mental state, or peer pressuring the poor Radhe into being in a group that she doesn't want to be in, and just being susceptible when you're in a bad mentally, you're not ready for that kind of stuff, man. It's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. All that stuff, man. Third eyes for ladies and third leg. Yeah, we don't even talk about the thirds, man. Your brown eye opened up for a while. Don't it make my brown eye blue? Yeah, I went to Taco Bell. It made my brown eye blue. That's okay. Here we go. Let me see.
When someone hears a very shocking story that makes them really angry in the news, that's when they're most easy to manipulate by propaganda. Hannah describes a good amount of like purple sky imagery in her meditations and visualizations, and I thought this was really interesting because this is something I've encountered before. I've read different spiritual books that claimed purple is like an enlightened color, and I also heard, when I was a therapist, clients of mine who would meditate, and they said when they started to reach a very deep state of meditation, they would start to see purple on the backs of their eyes. And this brings up a really interesting question. Is that just because certain mental states have a neurochemical effect that causes us to see purple? Or does purple reflect a state of spiritual openness and enlightenment? This is exactly one of the themes that I explore in my upcoming dark academia thriller, The Splintered Parts. By the way, it's coming out August 14th. If you plan on getting the ebook, you can pre-order it now. And doing that really, really helps me because it makes it more likely that once the launch date releases, all of those pre-orders go through and I'm more likely to make it to the Amazon bestsellers list. But all formats, including paperback and hardcover, will be available on August 14th if you prefer a physical copy. Link in the description if you're interested to know more about the novel. So after a while, Hannah starts to experience decreased energy, lots of tearfulness, low appetite, an urge to self-harm. She's smoking heavily. It basically sounds like a period of depression following a period of maybe maybe not mania, possibly hypomania, which is like a slightly less intense version of mania. She feels basically addicted to the high that she experienced during the hypomania, and she's kind of like having a come down from it, because as I'm always talking about, what goes up must come down. And one of her friends at this time actually catches on to the up and down fluctuations in her mood. So Hannah writes, one morning when I was just leaving a session with my therapist, my friend Emily called to say she was worried about me. She said she had noticed I'd been very up and down all year. She said she knew I did lots of things to take care of myself, exercise, healthy eating, meditation, therapy, but she thought the problem might be something bigger, something that required a different kind of help. As it turns out, Emily is pretty much the only person throughout the memoir who actually sees the warning signs of bipolar disorder and tries to help Hannah. But Hannah continues to go deeper and deeper into this spiritual school that she's become a part of. She's taking more and more courses from them, and signs of mania start to come back. She experiences, for example, delusions of grandeur, where she says, I am God. She wakes up super early, despite the jet lag, which makes it more likely that she would wake up late. She starts doing spontaneous cartwheels. She says, I felt so much higher than I had ever felt on cocaine. Her mind is buzzing and she can't sleep. She sleeps for 3 hours and wakes up feeling completely rested, energized, and excited for the new day. She's overspending a lot on
I don't know. This is just a guess. This is a guess on my part. But I picture Hot Lips. I picture this woman like Hot Lips, laughing and crying, uncontrollably, manic, just up and down, just all over the place, like this Hot Lips. That's what I picture. That's what I picture. This Hot Lips.
Objects, all of which are textbook symptoms of a manic episode. And then she meets a man high up in this spiritual organization called Steve, and this is where things really start to take a turn. But before I go into that, a quick word from today's sponsor, Beducated. One of the themes in today's video is how vulnerable we are when we turn somewhere for help, and that place turns out to be more exploitative than helpful. Well, Beducated is a great place to turn for help and information if you feel unfulfilled in your intimate life. It's very informative, shame-free, grounded in research, and created by real professionals. It's a platform with over 150 online courses.
Okay. Oh, there I am, but that's not really me. I am right here. Here I am. I'm on the moon. Okay. I wanted to get to this comment here. I know how Hannah feels, as that was me after I left ISKCON Mayapur, believing in a new cult without the bipolar disorder. I was going to say, I think a lot of cult members go through a lot this exact type of thing that Hannah's going through. I think it's very similar to what a lot of ex-devotees went through and what devotees go through, the manic episodes, just the bipolar. I mean, I gotta think that, Subhuti had some mental problems probably. I can't see how living in a truck parked across the street from the temple on Watsika Avenue, living in that truck for 30 years, I can't see how that's just like a normal. That's just I don't know, man. And so many other people too. Like even like my friend Radha Kunda. I think Radha Kunda probably had some mental problems too. At least problems that were created by this cult. Because his lifestyle, that's not a normal lifestyle that he was leading. And he seemed like a normal guy, but there was just something off. There's something a little off about him. And I gotta admit, I gotta say that about my friend Beer Lakshman too. Same thing. Really nice guy, but there's just something off. And Beer Lakshman had a lot of mental problems. He definitely had mental problems. But to have mental issues and then get mixed up in this stuff is a recipe for disaster. And I'm gonna say, and again, I'm not a doc. I've never done no studies. I've never done any polling or anything. But I'm gonna say right now, a lot of these devotees that I met at the LA temple that lived in their van, that lived in the crackhead hotel because that's all they could afford was $5 a night, living in a crackhead hotel that ended up burning down, or living in these, just really, horrible apartments because that's all they could afford because they were ex-devotees and they weren't doing anything except maybe driving a cab or begging, just homeless. Mental problems. Mental issues. It keeps them from being able to have like a normal job, a normal life, a normal life. I don't know how I managed. I mean, I guess I was determined. I was determined to have a somewhat normal life, even though I was in the Hare Krishnas and my daughter, and I was living in Yashodananda's apartment with devotees, with Vadiraj, and my daughter's in the school, and I was working hard to make it so that I was not in the ashram and so that I was not losing my mind. I mean, I was a Hare Krishna. I was out of my mind. But I was trying to keep it from like having serious mental deficiency, like Punyatma and some of these other devotees that were just like, and Sarvabhauma. I mean, talk about a wasted life. A life of just nothing. To spend your life, I mean, I hate to laugh, make fun of it, but Sarvabhauma, if anybody knows Sarva, and probably some of you do, to be one of the, big book distributors and really, up there as far as his service for Prabhupada and doing so many things and all of this and that, and then to just like bloop, but not really bloop, like stay a devotee, but like does not follow, become like, the village drunk, where nobody likes you, everybody laughs at you, and calls you the village drunk, and you kind of play that part because that's just what you are now, like a clown, like a jester, like a court jester in a way, kind of a sad outcast. To what? To doing what? Nothing. So many devotees like that, I don't even know their names, just living here and there, not having just like that Radharani with her bracelets and her books and her walking around the SoFi Center or the Hollywood Bowl, 65 years old, 70 years old, walking around Hollywood Bowl selling bracelets. I mean, come on. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I think when you come out of the Hare Krishna, you come out of a cult, a high control group, a cult, and you realize that you were in a cult. I think it's normal to ascribe to I do my own thing. I'm doing my own thing. I wasn't doing my own thing for 20 years, so I think it's great. I think if you can believe in the Gospels and find it comforting and joyous, and you enjoy it, I think it's great. Absolutely. I don't find it the way you do, but if you do, I think that's great. And how dare anyone say that I hate God or I'm an enemy of God just because I don't ascribe to that I can say, hey, if you, AJ, if you want to, worship God or Jesus or whatever, and that makes you happy, great. I don't have to hate God just because I'm an ex-Hare Krishna and I'm trying to warn people about cult. That doesn't make me a God hater. It just doesn't. Yeah, I mean, we're all the village idiot in our own village. In our own private village, we're the village idiot. We're the guru and the village idiot. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy being my own guru and my own village idiot. All at the same guy. And the same guy. It's not for me, but it might be for you. And what's for me might not be for you. It's just stupid. Yeah, Jesus isn't a thing where you got to have a dream. You don't have to have a dream, but even with Jesus, there are Jesus cults where people will say, well, you got to have a baptism, or you got to have this, or you got to wear special underwear, or you got to be part of the church of the, you got to be part of the Westboro Baptist Church, which is a cult, or you got to be part of this Tony Alamo and his cult, or you got to be part of this church and this cult, and you don't. You don't have to be part of any of that. You just don't have to be part of any of that. You're in Maya. You're not in either. You're in Maya. You're in Maya. I know. Yeah, the Church of LSD. Well, see, that's the Church of LSD. That's Jaya Tirtha was doing that. He's like, hey, let's chant Hare Krishna. Let's take LSD and chant Hare Krishna. Fine, but don't say that's Prabhupada. That's Jaya Tirtha. And you want to mix up Jesus and Krishna? That's Kirtanananda. That's not Prabhupada. That's Kirtanananda. So call it what it is. If you want to say you're Mr. Raganuga Bhakti and you're Mr. Raganuga Bhakti Guru, fine. But don't say that Prabhupada came to you in a dream just so that you can validate yourself. That's bullshit. Just be a man. Be a man and say, hey, I'm a guru. I'm Gaurahari. I know Raganuga Bhakti. I don't need a guru. I don't need anything. I don't need a param. Be honest. Say, I don't need a parampara. I don't need a guru. I don't need Prabhupada. I don't need a dream. I know Raganuga Bhakti. I know it. And just go on with your life. But, and be an honest scammer. Be an honest scammer. Why you gotta bring Prabhupada into this bullshit? He says, my respects to the Eastern, but I prefer my Catholic church. Good for you. Roman Catholic or Irish Catholic? I'm not sure. Keith Hamster, yeah, absolutely. It's everything. There's nothing new under the sun.
Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
Yeah, I know. She thinks she's Gaurahari. She's another Gaurahari. She's Guru Ma. Absolutely. Okay, let me show you this one. This is a good one because I'm gonna stick with the narcissist. I'm sticking with that theme. Let's see, where do we go here? We do. Whoops. Okay, here we go. Let me make sure I got.
If the narcissist that you are dealing with shows these 4 signs, know that you have defeated them for real. Number 1, they will use extreme ways to pressure you into lashing out at them. Your reaction matters, and the fact that you can so easily ignore them and treat them like they don't matter kills their...
This is for Radhe. Radhe, if you're watching, this is what you got to do to get out from under this Gaurahari. You really got to. This is what you got to do. You gotta listen to this guys like this.
Narcissistic egos. Number two, they will use your guilt against you. They know you don't have a guilty conscience and you can see things for what they are. You love yourself enough not to take responsibility for things you have not done at all. But they will use everything they can. Number three, they will ignite jealousy in you by creating a comparison, a false comparison with other people. They know you're not motivated or driven by jealousy. Number four, every narcissist's favorite tactic, they will pretend to be the victim of circumstances that you did not create. If the narcissist that you are dealing
And, well, there we go again. Nope, that's not right. Where am I? Here I am. Hey, I'm on the moon. Whoops. Uh-oh, something happened. What happened? There we go. Okay. Yeah, Irade, if you're watching, the more you learn about narcissists and how they act and what they'll do, the easier it will be for you to get out from under this guy. Because I know you want to get out from under this guy. You're not, and I know you're not happy dealing with this guy. I know you're not, and you're not reaching out to me. You're not emailing me or anything. But I know you're not happy with this guy. I can tell. We can all tell. We all know, and we really want you to come over to our side. We really do. We really want you to come over. We really want you to come over here. They're the best of everything, and everyone else demon snakes and witches. Yeah, and tell me it's not a cult. Tell me it's not a cult. Now things actually getting really topsy-turvy. Been told about frauds all around. Yeah, I mean, you gotta be careful in this world. I'm telling you, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. And yeah, it's so sad all these elderly devotees like that live like that. This cult truly does destroy people in every way. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, Jenna. It does. It does, and it would have destroyed me. It would have destroyed me, too. Absolutely. Man, Gora had this Govinda Das, a British guy in his pod, nasty teeth, looked like the guy never used a toothbrush ever. Or maybe he's a victim of Prabhupada toothpaste. Yeah. See, that's the guy that looks crazy. He looks like he'd hunt somebody down. He looks like he'd hunt somebody down. That's what I'm talking about. These people, they look crazy, they act crazy, they talk crazy. I believe they are crazy. Okay, let me see. Okay, so this is another good one. Let me see.
Cartoons make complex ideas easy to understand and are incredibly effective at teaching and selling.
I got to cue it up. Everybody. Hold on. Okay, let me see. Where do I go here?
Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel where I focus on exposing the narcissists. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today I want to talk about the religious narcissists. They are no different from the usual run-of-the-mill narcissists, apart from the fact that they hide behind their religion. The religious narcissist is your enemy, masquerading as an angel of light or a minister of God. They are just as money and power hungry as any other narcissist. They want to control and manipulate you and suck you dry. They use their religion as a front to hide their evil ways and intentions. These narcissists are double trouble. So this video is to build on my previous video I did a few months ago called Churches Are Hotspots for Covert Narcissists. Because it's the covert narcissists especially who tend to be religious. Whether it's Christianity, New Age, Muslim, whatever other religion there is. They tend to be in one of them, and they are very good at looking and playing the part. They act all holy and self-righteous when they are devils in disguise. So today I will be looking at why some narcissists use religion and how they operate within these institutions. I may use terms and titles pertaining more to Christianity because that's what I'm familiar with, but what I'm saying is applicable across the board. Okay, so let's look at why are some narcissists religious? Why religion? Well, we need to remember that the covert narcissist not only wants to be liked and adored, but above all, they want people to trust them. Because if they have your trust, then they will be able to persuade or convince you of anything. If you trust them, you will believe their lies and only see in them what they want you to see. When you trust the narcissist, they can manipulate and use you. When you trust them, they can get away with evil right under your nose. So in the churches, the narcissist can...
You know, and I got to stop it right there. And I got to say, she said, they can be evil right under your nose. And I can't help but think how this Fozzie Bear motherfucker could go right on YouTube, right on live with that Radhe in there. I don't know how many times, 3 different times we watched him interrogate her. First time with the simple pussy woman under her picture, badgering her, and then he's on there and he's telling her husband what he's got to do to get her in line, and he's got to get her in line. Then he interrogates her again when he's wearing his little pink hat, asking her all these questions, trying to drag her back in. Then he goes and he does it again. And someone asks him, he says, why don't you leave her alone? Why are you pressuring her? And he admits, yeah, I'm pressuring her. Yeah, there's some pressure, but hey, this is what I got to do. And that's the same video where he tells her, it's her fault. It's your fault. You got yourself into this. What do you mean got yourself into this? It's actually none of your business. You got yourself into this. He's manipulating her and coercing her and humiliating her and insulting her all at the same time to her face on YouTube while he's live streaming. What kind of fucked up piece of shit is that? How fucking evil is that? And this is somebody this is supposed to be his disciple. He's supposed to be on another level, loving God. You talk about evil. That shit is evil. Evil right under their noses. Absolutely. Evil right under their noses. Right to their face. It's obvious we're surrounded by narcissistic folk. It's a pandemic on a mass scale. At this point of time, it is crucial to spread the narcissistic syndrome warning. People are being scammed daily. Absolutely, I agree with you. I agree with you in so many ways. That's why Knitting Cult Lady is saying, hey, you don't even understand how culty America is. You don't understand how culty the world is. You don't even understand how culty companies are, countries, businesses, stores, schools, the government, the army. There's degrees of cultiness that just permeates through life, through society. Because our brains want everything to make sense. And cults tell us that everything makes sense according to them. It's insidious. It is insidious. The narcissism. Narcissism is just breeds in religion and in cults. It just breeds and spreads like a virus. In this mental illness, these delusions, the magical thinking. I don't know. I don't know. If he did, I can understand why he's so stupid. If he dropped out of school at 15, I can imagine why he's so stupid. Just think about when you were 15 years old. How much did you know? How much did you know when you were 15 compared to what you know when you're 30? Except those frauds create those delusions. If you're not, that's what I'm saying. If you're not mentally ill when you join ISKCON or you get involved with this bullshit, they'll give it to you. It'll come. It'll come. They'll give you all the delusions, all the paranoia, all the friggin' narcissism, all the bipolar, all the mania, all of it. They'll give it to you. You'll get some. You'll get some. Okay, I got a little bit of time left. You get some time left, so we're gonna do this. Oh, I got to get out of the way. Whoop.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination, of imagination, of imagination, of imagination.
Hey, it's me again. But that's not me. I'm supposed to be on the moon. There we go. Hey, I'm on the moon. Hey, what were you saying here about? He said he was addicted to alcohol and drugs in his youth, brain damage. Well, maybe he had fetal alcohol syndrome. Maybe his mother was drinking when she was pregnant with him, and that's why he's got the mental problems that he has. I mean, seriously, it was common back then. 70 years ago when he was born, 72 years ago when he was born, women were drinking when they were pregnant, drinking, smoking. That's probably what, brain damage. Fetal alcohol syndrome, I guess, maybe. Yeah, he was having wet dreams, and now he's living the dream. Okay, let's get to some of these, some videos here. Let me see. In some ways, I feel sorry for Gore. Seems like he was abused. Well, he's got issues. He's definitely got issues. He's got issues. Maybe he's on the spectrum. He probably needed therapy when he was younger. Never got it. Who knows? Maybe he's got a venereal disease, an advanced venereal. Who knows why he's insane? There's a lot of reasons why he could be insane. We could guess about why he's insane all night long. I'm willing to do it. But yeah, it's sad to think that someone's going to go, that he's going to go through life as that, like little Willy Willie, that he's going through life like that. It's sad. It is sad. I agree with you. Let's see what this is. Nope. Stop. Get that kid. Stop. Get that kid away. Get that kid.
I can't take anymore. I've had it with you.
I can't take it. You got to get the kid. You got to get the kid away from the creepy old man. You got to get the baby away from the creepy old man. I'm telling you, haven't you learned enough? Haven't we learned? Haven't we learned?
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Child abuse. It's child abuse. That's child abuse. I'm gonna say it right now. That's child abuse. If you have a baby like that, and you know that what these gurus have done, you know what these gurus have done to these little kids, these little girls, little boys, and you take your little kid and you give it to one of these gurus, and he puts it on his lap, they should arrest you as a parent. You should be arrested as a parent. If you take your little baby and you give it to one of these gurus, and this guru puts your baby on his lap and starts to feed this baby, they should arrest your ass. They should arrest you and throw you in jail as an unfit parent. You are not a fit parent. I know. I can't take it. I can't take it. Where is it? Where's my? I can't. I can't, man. I know. It's so horrible. It's so horrible, man. Look, justice for little girls. Justice for little girls. Man, you can't. Second generation ISKCON freak, Bhakti Dhira. He's frequently on Bhakti Shastri in Vrindavan as a teacher. Father wannabe freaking fraud. Look at this guy with his... Get that baby away from that guy. I'm just saying, man. As the whole world... That's what I'm saying.
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
As the whole world got spoon, yeah. Here, let me spoon some of my foot juice into your. Here, have a spoonful of my foot wash. Spoonful of foot wash makes the medicine go down. Medicine go down. Oh my God, it's disgusting. I came to a conclusion that all gurus and most devotees are spiritual. Not yes, we all to a certain degree. I mean, I don't know if it's hardcore. I mean, I'm not a narcissist, and I don't think I was, but I definitely like the idea that I was on a spiritual path. I definitely like the idea that I was being a spiritual person, and I was getting up early in the morning, and I was chanting, and I was doing all that stuff. I definitely like the idea that I was special, but I wasn't really. I don't think I was really overly narcissistic. But I definitely wanted to be special. I wanted, I had the sunk cost fallacy. I'm not chanting 5 years for nothing. I better be advanced. I better be doing something. I'm not getting up in the morning, going to the temple, going to India, doing all this shit, and I'm not advancing. You can tell me I'm not advancing. I'm advancing. God damn it. I'm advancing, goddammit.
Fucker,
you're a
man.
fucker if I'm not advanced.
You're fucked up. Motherfucker, man. Fucker, man. You're a fucking prick and asshole. I hate your fucking blasphemy, Prabhu.
But I do agree that all the narcissists, they definitely rise. They rise to power. I mean, they're temple presidents, they're the head pujaris. They're the head gardener, the head whatever. That that they gravitate to the top. They go to the top so they can control people, and then everybody else, we're all down here. Ooh, you know. But I definitely wanted to feel special. I definitely wanted to feel like I was. I'm chanting. I'm reading. I'm chanting. I'm book distributing. I'm doing all these things. I better be advancing. God damn it, I better be advancing. Yeah, and all this stuff coming from Prabhupada. Motherfucker, man. I know. This is what I say to Prabhupada.
You're a fucker, man. You're fucked up. Motherfucker, man. Fucker, man. How you're a fucking prick and asshole. I hate your fucking blasphemy, Prabhu.
Maybe that's his baby. Maybe it's his baby. Yeah, maybe that's his. Maybe it's his kid. Maybe it's his disciple and his baby. That's funny. Next time you're in Gorapod, tell them to behave like a gentleman and lady instead of being crude. Yeah, they don't act, they say that they're advanced devotees and they're having ecstatic symptoms, but, this is not an ecstatic symptom.
You're a fucker, man. You're fucked up. Motherfucker, man. Fucker, man. How you're a fucking prick and asshole. I hate your fucking blasphemy, Prabhu.
And what about and what about this?
Manipulate. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I mean, is that Raganuga Bhakti? Fuck you. I mean, when you advance, you're supposed to be in control of yourself. How can you have ecstatic symptoms of love of God, a Krishna Prem in your heart, and you're sitting there going, fuck you, fuck you? That just doesn't make sense. I don't buy your bullshit. Who would buy that bullshit? Who in their right mind would buy that bullshit? I mean, even Struth knows the truth. Struth knows the truth. Struth wouldn't. Scam, you understand what's happening. The world is normalizing everything bad. It's upside down. Yeah, it's up to us to figure it out, man. It's up to us to figure it out. Advanced bullshit.
Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
I know, that's the pure devotees cussing people. I know, I never heard Prabhupada cuss anybody out. Prabhupada would, he'd talk about stool. He'd talk about, the stool, this, and it's like stool, and, and he'd say that, the women keep dogs for having sex. Black people are drunkards, and they only want sex, and homosex. These homosex, but he never did this.
Fucker, man. You're fucked up. Motherfucker, man. Fucker, man. How you're a fucking prick and asshole. I hate your fucking blasphemy, Prabhu.
4 a.m. Mangalartik, Japa, Mala, Sadhana, Srimad Bhagavatam class, breakfast for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Better make y'all advanced. Yeah, I mean, hey, if it's not, and according to this Gorahari guy, if you're having ecstatic symptoms, you're an advanced Raganuga Bhakti. Well, then what do I need him for? He didn't need anybody. Prabhupada came to him in a dream. And what do I need him for? He didn't need anybody. It's such bullshit. Gora's saying you're a superhero. I'm a superhero? Yeah, maybe I am. I'm handsome man. I am handsome man. I am handsome man. I know. Where's my, can I get that over here? Let me see. Where's my, There we go. Hey, everybody. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I've also observed among old-timer ISKCONites the syndrome of a survivor of a fallen guru. If their guru left ISKCON and these few nuts staying and continuing, then they feel very special. Yeah. Yeah, some of them are very proud. This one guy was saying, I forget who it was. I think he came in here and he was like, I think it was what might have been one of you. I forget, but somebody was saying, I had, Bhagavan, and then Bhagavan fell down, and I went to this devotee and this guru, and then he fell down, and then I went to my third. I'm on my third guru. That is really sad. That is really sad. Like, you're not, like, after the second one, after the second one, you're not like maybe something's up. I don't know. I don't know, man. Wow, she has a nasty mouth. She has a nasty mouth. It's so funny, man. They're the chosen ones, man. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, they're the chosen ones. Oh, I need a drink of water. Okay. Oh, I need some water. Here we go. Oh, here we go. I have to cue this up. Where'd it go?
โปรไบโอติกวิตามิน B12 อร่อยรุ่นใหญ่แนะนำลองเลย
Here we go. Here it is. Nope, not yet. Okay.
Stuart Walker made some very bold assertions about himself. He could talk to whales, cure diseases with his mind, and was the reincarnation of Egyptian kings. All pretty silly, really, except this self-proclaimed guru was able to brainwash naive and vulnerable followers into believing his rubbish. And as is the way with many sect leaders, he also convinced them to hand over their money, which he then used for things like feeding his addiction to prescription drugs. Back in 1995, there was one person Stuart Walker couldn't brainwash, though. 60 Minutes reporter Richard Carlton, who investigated this dangerous cult known as the Pod.
On a headland of one of Sydney's northern beaches.
I think we actually saw this one before. I think I watched this one before. Let's see. Let me see what I can do here. Sounds like it sounds like our friend over there, though. It definitely. Here we go.
It goes boom, 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 I can dance. Boom, 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 yay. Sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, 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 yay. You go, lady. Boom, 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 yay. Krishna, Krishna, Hare, Hare, Hare Rama, Hare.
It's a pedophile parade. Hey, all the pedophiles are on parade. Pedophiles on parade. That's what we got. We got them all marching, all in their pedophile finest, all looking for some little kids.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare.
Oh God. That sound, that is so grating on my ears. I swear I would rather listen to this. I would rather listen to that than to listen to this friggin' Hare Krishna. I can't believe I used to listen to that. We're gonna use this talk discussion and get narcissistic supply. But he gets narcissistic supply whenever his name is mentioned. Just like Prabhupada. Prabhupada didn't care. Prabhupada was gaslighting everybody. He's like, as long as they say Hare Krishna, they're getting benefit. If they say Hare Krishna, they're getting benefit. If you see Hare Krishna, if somebody sees my book, they're getting fuck that. That's bullshit. That's gaslighting. And I can't believe that anybody like that is still in our head. Like that. And he's like, "Oh, Mike, you're preaching from Bhagavad Gita. That's good." But shut up. That don't mean nothing to nobody but you. This is like Maya and Yamadutas. It has no meaning. These words have no meaning because they're not real. Yamadutas, ecstatic symptoms, transcendental bliss. Okay, this is stupid. I know. It's survived 3 various fungus smooth. Yeah, I'll drink to the feet, man. I have a drink to the feet. Mike's an Avenger. I am handsome man. Oh man. What is that mumbling Krishna? Yeah, I know. With a police officer in the middle. In India, it's a signal to common folk. Don't fuck with us. Yeah, I know. It's because they're in the cult. The cops in the cult too. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. I agree. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And it's so goofy now when I watch this and I see, and like I see him wearing all these Nrsimha, I forget what they're called. They come from the Nrsimhadev deity, and it's like all this stuff. It means something. Like, oh, I got this on, and I got this, and then it's like having medals or having. It's so stupid. It's like floating the dolls in the water. It's putting the googly eyes on the rock. I swear, man. Just be yourselves. Just be yourself and be happy, man. It's, be yourself, be happy. Be yourself and be happy. That's what I say. Be yourself and be happy. Yeah, that's what it is. Absolutely. Pavitra, yeah. I had a couple that I got from somewhere, and it was the best thing. I was like, I got mine to shrink it. It's so stupid. Let's see what this is.
Krishna. Today I am in Navadvip in Gopal Mandir. You can see the temple behind me. And I want to share some pastimes that I had with Sripad Maharaj in America. In 1993, he phoned to me. I was in France, and he asked me to come to America to help the Bhaktivedanta Institute in Oakland, near San Francisco. I said, yes, Maharaj. And what is going to be my service? He told me cooking. I said, Maharaj, you know that I don't know so much how to cook. And very simple, he said, maybe you can learn something there. I asked him.
You know, it's so culty. I never really thought of it. But it is so culty that everybody has their story about this, their story about that. I had this story about, I want to tell you the story about when Radhanath Maharaj came through and he forgot his shoe and he was walking around, he couldn't find his shoe. And it was because this little kid had taken the shoe and put it behind a tree. And then Maharaj went and he found his shoe, and we were all like, Ki Jai! Maharaj found his shoe. And it's like, oh, okay. Wow, great story, Maharaj. It's nothing but a bunch of bullshit like that. And we were all sit there and go, wow. Wow. So Prabhupada, he bumped his knee. Getting on the Vyasa-san, he bumped his knee, and he pretended like nothing happened, and everybody was like, ooh, did you see Prabhupada bumped his knee? And then he rubbed it, and he was like, pretended like nothing happened. Oh, wow, that's a great story. You have any more? Yeah, I'll tell you did I ever tell you about when Prabhupada picked his nose? He was picking his nose, and he got this big, long booger on his nose. And he just like wiped it on this guy's dhoti. He was just like, and he wiped the booger on the guy's dhoti. And we were all like, yeah, Ki Jai Prabhupada. Woo, Prabhupada. Oh yeah, did I ever tell you the story when I was walking behind Prabhupada and he farted? Yeah, I was walking behind Prabhupada one time. We were going to his room and Prabhupada laid out this big fart. It was just like, and it smelled like roses. It was like perfume had filled the air. It was like someone had lit incense. It was amazing. It was like sandalwood. He just like farted out sandalwood. Just the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. That actually represents Hiranyakashi who gets ripped out by the lion. Thanks for ruining that for me. Thanks for ruining that. Thanks for ruining that. I had no idea. No one ever told me that until you just did. Thanks. Thanks, Rafal. That was a good one. Thanks. Thank you so much. I remember giving those to my mom. I would get them from the temple, and I'd take them and I'd give them to my mom. I'm like, here, Mom, have some intestines, okay? Have some intestines. That'll be really good for you. That's insane. Yeah, it's your what do they call it? Your life is successful. Your life is successful now that you're worshiping a black stump with googly eyes on it. So stupid. Absolutely correct, Mike. Fake it till you're a storyteller. By the way, a human being farts 32 times a day. 32 times a day. Or 31 if you have a good one. Yeah, you can combine one into two. Yeah, only 31. But it's just so stupid, man. That's what they do. It's exactly what I've heard it. For 20 years, I heard that shit for 20 years. I heard that shit for 20 years. The story about when Prabhupada did this, and the story about... I heard Bir Lakshman tell me the story about when he cooked Prabhupada's lunch. I probably heard that maybe half a dozen times. Him telling me the story about him cooking Prabhupada's lunch. And I heard the story of Radhakunda painting Prabhupada's... Radhakunda got to paint Prabhupada's Vyasa-san at the Krishna Balaram temple. And he got to paint it by hand. And I heard that story. I heard that story probably a dozen times. I heard that story probably a dozen times, the story about him painting that lion. And I heard the story about Prabhupada throwing the paperweight at Yashodananda. And I heard that story probably 5 or 6 times. You can release them all at one go. Yeah, that'll take about 20 minutes. Like 20 if you got 20 minutes. Insane. Friggin' insane. Freaking insanity, man. I'm telling you, I get a good laugh. I get a good laugh out of this, doing this stuff. Watching these videos, talking about these guys, I get a really good laugh. I don't get to, hey, it's Queen of Karma. How you doing? Good to see you. I'm retired here in Thailand. I don't do stand-up comedy anymore. I don't really get to get up on stage and do that. Rarely do I get to get up on stage. So I get to laugh and joke and have fun and be a fool and do all of that is so much fun. Thanks for stopping by, Queen of Karma. Absolutely. Let me see. Let me see what else we got here. What is? Oh my goodness! What is it? I don't know what this is. These are sent in by Rafal. I don't know what it is, so don't blame me if it's. Guru Palooza. The Guru Palooza there.
Hare Krishna, everyone, and welcome back once again to our ever ongoing lecture series entitled The Glories of Sri Vrindavan Dham. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pashnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani
I
Putale
can't take anymore. I've had it with you.
So, we're continuing with our mini-series on stimulation for ecstatic love, and this will be part 177, in which we continue with our present theme of the glories of Srimati Radharani.
You cannot tell me that this guy is not delusional. This 77-year-old man, or however old he is, 80-year-old man, 70-year-old man, 75-year-old man, he plays with dolls. He rubs oil on dolls and puts little googly eyes on the rocks, and he rubs the rocks and he massages them with $500 oil. He's probably got some kind of little prayer thing, or maybe some dirt in that little thing around his neck. I don't know. Maybe he's got like a little prayer, and a string of prayer, maybe some Vrindavan dust in there. I don't know what he's got in there. He's got the beads around his neck. He thinks that all this stuff makes him holy, makes him a holy man. He's got the tilak on his head. He thinks he's a holy man. He thinks he's got some kind of power to save people, to purify people, that he can take them back to another planet, give them space travel. He believes all kinds of weird things. You can't tell me that's not. You can't tell me. Yeah, absolutely. It's yabba dabba do. You can't tell me that he's not yabba dabba doing. Yabba dabba don't. He's a yabba dabba don't. Yabba dabba do. And listening to him talk, I might as well listen to this.
I tell you what, Hank, about that dang old meaning of life, man. It's like this, man. You like a butterfly flapping his wings deep down in the forest, man. They're gonna cause a tree fall like 5,000 miles away, man. Ain't nobody see it, nobody don't even happen. The baby's born into this world, and they don't got their friends and got nothing but to go come in and find out all about them, evil, man. Man, see, like, you don't need to know, man. It's like you're born into this world, man. And you got it's like this, man, the dust in the wind, man. Or like the dang old candle in the wind, man. It don't matter, man. It's the these old times. You know what I think, man? Like that dang old, I think, therefore you are, man.
Well, that's what we tell ourselves, isn't it, Boomhauer?
Fucking, that's what they sound like. That's what these guys sound like. He's going to talk about the ecstatic love of Radharani's tears. So much different than Gore. At least he has a calm voice, mythology nut, but not calling people fuckers. Now, I agree with you 100%. In fact, let's take a look at that. Absolutely. Gora Hari wishes that he could preach like this. He wishes that he had the following. He wishes he had the money, the following, the fame. He wishes he had everything that this guy has. And he wishes he could preach like this guy too, but he can't. And that's why he's so angry at this guy.
Today, we'll begin a new and exciting topic, and that is Srimati Radharani's tears. Their tears. A teardrop in Sanskrit is called ashru. The word literally means ashnute vyapnati netram. It means that which fills and covers the eyes. That which fills and covers the eyes. In other words, tears naturally rise and overflow from the eyes. Now, in devotional service, in Krishna consciousness, such tears are not ordinary, for they are one of the 8 sattvika vikaras. Sattvika vikaras means the natural bodily signs that appear when the.
So yeah, you can see the difference between you can see the difference between a real guru, a real fake guru, and a fake guru. You can tell the difference between a real fake guru and a fake guru. This is a real fake guru. He actually knows Sanskrit. He can break a word down. He can break a verse down. He can break each word down and tell you what each word in the verse means. He's got this stuff memorized. He knows how to tell a story. He knows how to do all of that. Yeah, it's pretty boring. I agree. It's boring as fuck. I agree with you. But I'm just saying the difference between what this guy can do and what that other yelling and what this guy and what this and what
You're a fucker, man. You're fucked up, motherfucker, man. Fucker, man. How you're a fucking prick and asshole. I hate your fucking blasphemy, Prabhu.
Hey, it's Snoggle. Hey, how you doing? I don't know why you didn't get the notice. I'm sorry. But we've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun. So you got to watch from the beginning. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna end it right here with this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Oh man. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? Man, can you imagine that? It's so sad. It's so sad. He's such a scammer. He's scamming so many people. He's scamming so many people. He's molesting so many little girls. He's a molester. This guy's a molester. You know, lest we forget, this guy's a molester. He's a friggin' pervert, this guy. This guy is the fucking biggest pervert I've ever seen. He's not even talking but reading, always preparing his freak sermons for classes. He's very good at making a show. Yeah, they all are. They all are. But I'll tell you, I'm just saying, I'm just saying, I'm just saying, Gorahari is no match for this guy. He's everything that Gorahari wishes he was. That's all. And I think it's funny. I think it's funny what a loser this Gorahari is. I think it's so funny what a loser. What a loser he is. Him and his Three Stooges over there. Him and his Three Stooges. Him and his Three Stooges. Maha. Whenever they call him, whenever Lolita calls him Guru Dev or Maharaj, all I can think of is Maha. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I can't take it. The whole thing is stupid, man. The whole thing is friggin' out of control. The whole thing is just out of control. Hey, I want to thank everybody for joining in tonight. It's been so much fun, and I'm glad everybody came along for the ride. Rafal and AJ and Duca Squirrels and Snoggle. I'm sorry you came in late, but I'm glad you're here. You got to start from the beginning. It'll be a lot of fun. Fake Human and everybody, AJ again, and Queen of Karma, man. I'm waiting for your Gorahari article, man. I'm gonna crack up. I'm gonna die laughing when I see that. And who else was in here today? Eliana, my moderator with the Nishringa News, and Rafal with telling me that those Nishringa things represent Hiranyakasipu's intestines, which I did not know. I did not know about that, but it makes sense. I get it. And fake human, of course, man. Fake human, awesome. Mike's an Avenger. I'm a handsome man. I am a handsome man. Maha, aha. That's so funny. So funny. I love it. You guys are great. You guys are the best. You guys are the best audience I could ever wish for, man. I'm telling you. And I love seeing you all here. Thank you, AJ. Everybody, I want to wish you all a great day, great night, great morning, great afternoon, great evening. If you're hungry, have a great brunch. I want you to come back and join me here. I got to get out of here before Lolita comes home. If Lolita comes home and she sees that I'm in her room, I'm going to get in trouble. I might get, she's going to call the police. She's like, that mic was in my room. That mic was in my room. He was broadcasting from my room. He was live streaming from my room. So I got to get out of here before Lolita gets back. I got to get out of here before Lolita comes back. Hot lips. And, it's too funny. So everybody have some great luck. If you're hungry, have a great brunch. Have some great luck. Everybody, please stay out of a cult. And Guru Ma. Thanks for Guru Ma. She was here. Look up. Guru Ma came by. Jenna Morton. Everybody. I just want to thank everybody. And now's the time when you get to see me. When you get to see me as a Hare Krishna, man. Tell me this isn't one of the best times, one of the best parts of the show is when you get to see me as a fucking Hare Krishna, man. I mean, how often do you get to see that? Not very often, right? Not very often. So here you go. Enjoy this. Where is it again? This is me as a Hare Krishna. Here we go. Thanks, everybody. Oops, I got to get out of the way. Oh, if there's no happy ending, then, what's the point? I don't get it.
You saying you want a piece of me? You want a piece of me? You got it!
I'm smart! Not like everybody says! Like dumb, I'm smart and I want respect!
Are we clear? Yes, sir. Are we clear?
Unga! What in God's holy name are you blathering about? Hell! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
He believes in nothing.
He believes in nothing, Lebowski, nothing.